There's straight for the Milky Way. Catch your breath, it never works to run away. So I'm letting you know that we're gonna be okay. We all get high sometimes, then we fall down low, 'cause young hearts break before they mold. When you feel your heart beat faster, when you're spinning out of control, just need a hit of my love, come take it, 'cause I can be the remedy for you. For you. For you. For you. Remedy for you. For you. For you. For you. 'Cause I can be the remedy for you.
If I want this opinion, I'll beat it out of you.
When you feel your heart beat faster.
We all get high sometimes, then we fall down low, 'cause young hearts break before they move. When you feel your heart beat faster, when you're spinning out of control, just need a hit of my love, come take it, 'cause I can be the remedy for you. For you. 'Cause I can be the remedy for you. For you. For you. For you. Remedy for you. For you. For you.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to another week of the NECC Activation Tournament as we're getting things kicked off here for League of Legends. It's going to be an exciting match today as we have Pinewall, Lego Grainer, Mr. Boogie Woogie, The Bug, and Oscar Moss for the side of Concordia University. Playing on the Soroka, Twitch, Amumu, Anivia, and the Darius. So we're very excited to get things kicked off here. Last week, the team went 1-1. We were able to win one and we lost one. And now here we are getting things going in the second week of the NECC. This is our first match of the evening. Our second game will be at approximately 7 o'clock. And we're ready to get things going. So, on the side of Marywood University, who will be the red team for this game, we've got Sark Chan in the 80 carry role.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
As I quickly rearrange everybody here to be in their rightful spots. But we'll have Sark Chan in the 80 carry role, Queen Bell as the support. K3Z3 will be the mid laner. K0184 is going to be the jungler, and Longtree Man is the top laner, sitting with that Gnar, Zach, the Vladimir, and the Braum, and the Caitlyn in the bot lane. So, things are going to get off, obviously, to a usual slow start, but we'll be looking forward to some action here in this. Concordia is the home team, hence why they will start on the blue side. Mr. Boogie Woogie in the jungle. A role he's taken on. He played a lot of top lane for a while, but has now moved into this role. And so now we get into this laning phase. Longtree Man and Oscar Moss are some newer players to League of Legends, of course. She's up here in the top lane. Meanwhile, bot lane will have Lego Grainer, who usually is our top laner, but because Eduardo is not here today, Lego Grainer will be taking over this position and filling in. He is the most experienced player on the team, so he's able sort of to fill in where needed. And so we'll see if he's able to do anything successfully here. The Bug here in the mid lane gets a stun and a little bit of damage off onto K3. But of course, being on that Vladimir, he'll keep himself nice and healthy with those Qs. Concordia University last week was able to win the first game they played quite handily and did a really good job of keeping up the pressure, especially jungle and mid to bot lane did a good job. In the second game, it was a little bit harder. They went up against a team that had a very, very good play in the top lane, and they were able to shut down the star player from Concordia. So we'll see now here what advantage Concordia is able to grab early, as the early game is very important, of course, to League of Legends, mostly just on the side of CSing. As Sark Chan is able to keep up a little, very well at the CS here in the bot lane. Up top, things are also staying somewhat even. K3 and KO are going to go in onto Mr. Boogie Woogie here, as that Anivia doesn't quite have lane pressure yet. Once she hits level 6, she will, of course, gain a lot of wave clear potential and have priority there. But until then, going to struggle just a little bit to keep things going. Mr. Boogie Woogie was able to successfully evade that gank there, and top lane things continue to sort of be favoring the side of Marywood as they're starting to get an advantage. That pressure in the mid and bot lane, it might turn into the first dragon here for Marywood, as they are warding up the area and starting to move in and get a little bit of map pressure in that direction. The Bug here with K3, same situation. Braum hopping in there to get in front of the Caitlyn, protect her from that damage coming through. Lego Grainer trying to poke at him as much as he can. Mid lane looking. The Zac won't find a gank there yet, but he might try again. Now he's going to end up sort of going to back there. Once again, things are fairly even, of course, across the lanes. A little bit of an advantage now in CS across the board for Marywood University. And the Bug is going to get ganked here. KO does get the wall up, so they're not going to be able to get over to him. They'll do a lot of damage, but there's not going to be any kills coming through yet there in the mid lane. So was a semi-successful gank. Doesn't get really anything out of it except for just a little bit of lane pressure. No flash or anything out of the Bug. Dragon will be up. It'll be an Ocean Drake to get things going. Ocean Drakes, for those you don't know, it gives a bonus to mana and health regen. So a very good thing for teams to get early that helps stack up for them late game. It'll probably be very helpful actually for the side of Marywood, as they are a somewhat tanky team on that side. They would like to have that to keep themselves kind of healthy. Of course, it'll just be the one Ocean Drake, so not a ton of health regen involved in that. And they also have some pretty good health regen on their team, but something they'd like to have just to stack it a little bit more in their favor. Of course, Concordia would like to do the same thing, and especially for the side of mana regen, the Twitch and the Anivia will be eating through that mana, along with the Amumu as well. All of them will be eating the mana quite quickly. Pinewall also would love that on the Soroka, who does a little bit of both, eating through health and mana, so advantage is there. No kills coming through yet, as we are 6 minutes into this game. 54 CS to the 45 in the bot lane in favor of Marywood. In the top lane, we're seeing a very big margin starting to come through. Long Tree Man outdoing Oscar Moss by almost double. As Twitch in the bot lane will catch up, but the back early out of the bot lane from Marywood is going to end up successfully getting them at least a little bit of a power spike. So this Caitlyn into Twitch matchup is a favor for the Twitch, simply just from his ultimate and the damage he's able to output from that. But she does outrange, and so if she's able to start poking him down now, it's going to be a dangerous situation. Mr. Boogie Woogie here on the gank. He'll find Long Tree Man, and that's going to be a jump out of Long Tree, and that'll be the flash. So a very successful gank there is going to end a little bit of the pressure. Here is the first Drake getting taken out as lane pressure by both the mid laner and the bot side, as the Concordia bot side has backed to buy items. Good timing out of Marywood as they're able to find that first objective and get themselves going with very little fuss over the objective as a whole. So we'll see some level 6s coming out, or level 7s, I guess I should say, out of the top laners and the mid laners. Level 6 will be coming up really close now for everybody else. Mr. Boogie Woogie probably get it here on his next clear. Caitlyn already has it down in the bot lane, so we'll see where that is able to take Marywood's team. Lot of damage here, as that's going to be the Bug finding himself in trouble. He gets the heal, though, from the Soroka, who just got level 6, so that'll keep him nice and safe. Had to blow flash, and was able to successfully flash and get his wall behind him. Very good job there, getting out of the danger zone, and luckily the Soroka had level 6 down in the bot lane to keep him alive even further, so didn't force him to blow his passive. This is going to be Mr. Boogie Woogie coming in, getting some stuns off. The new passive, or the new Q ability out of the Amumu is just downright dirty anymore. Mr. Boogie Woogie going to be in trouble there, and first blood is going to go over to Marywood University. The Amumu taking the Ignite and the Flash out of Vlad. So a lot expensed for that, but it was well worth it for First Blood to go over for Marywood. Of course, looking now, we look across the board, 71 CS to 41 in the top lane, so a massive discrepancy built up there. 53 to 38 CS in the jungle. So another discrepancy in that area. 73 to 69 in the mid lane, very close to CS, and in the bot lane, an advantage is building for Marywood, but not quite fully behind, or not far behind is, of course, the Twitch for Concordia University. The Bug is going to be in some trouble here. KO does miss, and so he'll get walled off, missing his ability there to try and keep the Bug in check, and isn't able to get it. But we now look at, once again, this bot lane is probably going to be the main source of damage out of both teams, to be honest. As a Mumu comes in, Mr. Boogie Woogie with a really good gank. They're going to find the Caitlyn, and they will end up taking her down. That's a shutdown, actually, of 150 gold over to the Twitch, the exact person they wanted on, with a good assist going to the Amumu and the Soroka. So, really good job there by Concordia to get a nice gank and successfully take down that. Up here in the top lane, Oscar Moss going to get quite a bit of damage down onto Long Tree as he got a little close there. She was able to grab him in. So, keeping that things even in the top lane is the name of the game for her at the moment. She also probably needs to back and buy items here at some point, as it looks like the Gnar was able to find a time to do so, but she has yet to find one. Going back now will be the Twitch and the Soroka, as they had a pretty good amount of gold possibly now in their pocket, ready to go. We can take a quick look at that, I believe. I don't remember what the hotkey is for it, unfortunately, but they had a really good check there. And the Rift Herald is summoned here in the mid lane. So the Rift Herald is going to take out a big chunk of the turret plating there. Turret plating on the bot side also going to be picked up for Sarchan and Queen Bell. Queen Blue, I should say. And once again, the pressure here in the mid lane is pretty dang even between the two. Obviously, in the advantage of K3 to get things started, and slowly moving to a bigger and bigger advantage now for the Bug, as he's got his ultimate, and he's going to be using that to the best of what he can. Lego Grainer to clear out the pink ward there, and they'll try and get rid of some of this vision down bot. Oscar Moss now looking to maybe back up in this top lane and get some advantage. That's going to be K3 getting caught up there. That's going to be the ult, though, coming out of K3. Mr. Boogie Woogie's in some trouble. K3 will get the kill. The Bug is going to wall off that area, so they won't be able to continue up. Pinewall, though, might find herself in some trouble now. She goes in a little too deep. As now Concordia is going to see exactly who's all there. 3 members of Marywood, and they will find themselves another dragon here. So the dragon pressure, definitely a big priority for Marywood. And they will look to get the second Drake here, well on their way to 3. A little bit of movement speed for them, and we'll see which Drake. It'll be the Mountain Drake that'll come up for the third Drake. That ultimate there, looking for something, and they'll find Lego Grainer here at the very end, but he has a really good juke there. 2 good jukes, in fact, to get out of the way of KO. And so a really good job as the Braum R was expelled, and a few other abilities, nothing major, though, on the side of Marywood. The Bug still fighting it out with the Vladimir in the mid lane. It's going to be quite a while until they get something successful. This is going to be a decent fight going down in the bot lane. KO and Queen Blue are going in. Mr. Boogie Woogie with a good flash there. Lego Grainer trying to put on some pressure onto the AD carry. Now they're going to look to try to take out KO as Lego gets some pressure. He's going to get taken close, and unfortunately there goes Pine Wall for the side of Concordia. KO coming in, and he's going to go very low, but Mr. Boogie Woogie is going to fall. Lego Grainer tries to get the juke here. Oh, and he's going to get caught in the root by the Caitlyn trap, and that's going to be unfortunate as he falls. That'll be 3-0 in favor of Marywood University. All lanes now having issues for the side of Concordia, whether it's the big CS discrepancy in the top lane or now the 0-3 Amumu in the jungle, as Marywood University looking to play around this Caitlyn and the Vlad in the mid lane. Right now, Vlad in the mid lane 2-0, even with CS, to the Anivia, and the Bug on the Anivia needs to unable to find any pressure right now in that lane to move to other lanes and find any success. That's going to be a lot of damage going down onto the Bug as he comes back from spawn. And fortunately, he's able to get the stun and scare the Vlad off a little bit further. As we look now to get things going. In the mid lane, that's another attack there. He's going to get stunned up, though. Mr. Boogie Woogie in the top. That's going to be a mini-Gnar. Ooh, but with the miss on the Q. Ooh, going to get a nice grab. There is Oscar Moss, though, forcing the flash out of Longtree. K8 able to get rid of turret aggro. Lego Grainer going to find that he gets some damage. Mr. Boogie Woogie. Now as the KO in the top lane, finding a little bit to protect the Gnar who was up there. So we'll see now as everything sort of slows down just a little bit. People sort of resetting here and there. Ooh, Sarchan might be in a little bit of trouble and is going to get taken out by Lego Grainer, and that's going to be a pretty good chunk going over to Concordia. So not all is totally going in favor of Marywood quite yet, as the bot lane, this Caitlyn for Marywood is going to be quite vital, especially when it comes to some of these later game team fights. The Vlad and the Gnar are going to actually be really huge for them team fight wise. But if Concordia is able to avoid some of the major damage from that, it might be dangerous if that Caitlyn isn't quite online. But once again, team fights will be very difficult for Concordia, especially with all the CC. They happen to also have a pretty decent amount of CC, and that's going to be a stun into the wall as K3 will find the killing spree, and Longtree there with a really good gank out of the top lane. Using Mega Gnar very well there to get the kills as he'll now return to the top lane. That will be the first death for the Bug as he was taken out there. As now Concordia is looking to maybe clear out some pressure down from this bot lane. Both bot turrets are down. Mid lane turret is down on the side of Concordia. Oscar Moss and Longtree still up here to battle things out. She's trying to stay safe under turret and doing a very good job of that. Meanwhile, top item-wise, you got the Kraken Slayers done on both the Caitlyn and the Twitch. Very important item, especially with which the what teams that they're sort of lined up around here. Behind item-wise, of course, is the Darius. She just doesn't have the CS to keep up this gold lead, as they're looking now for their third Drake. So this is a very dangerous situation. Mr. Boogie Woogie waiting. K3 doing what he can. Lego Grainer on the back side. as he will get dove onto. Mr. Boogie Woogie hopping in onto the Drake. Let's see if they'll be able to get the steal or not. Nope, red team is going to take the dragon, and they'll be able to follow up on the next fight here. K3 taking a lot of damage. Boogie Woogie able to shut him down. That's a big heal coming in from Pine Wall onto Boogie Woogie. That's going to be a stun onto the Zac as well. Another stun onto Queen Bell, as this fight is turning very quickly in favor of Concordia University. They're going to find him. Sarchan looking now to get some redemption kills. Will find one, will find two before being taken out, as it'll be a 2-for-4 exchange in favor of Concordia, but 2 kills going over to the Caitlyn as well, and they will end up losing. Concordia loses the Drake, so fairly dead even fight, as the Drake itself was not Soul Drake, so that's going to be a positive for Concordia. However, it is Soul Point for Marywood, so they'll have to definitely contest the next Drake that's coming up. Decent fight, though, showing the team fight capability of Concordia, even in sort of a hectic situation. Grainer able to get out of the back. He doesn't expense his flash in that, actually, so he will have that up for the next fight. Mr. Boogie Woogie going to get found here by Queen Bell. Queen Bell asking for assistance as Mr. Boogie Woogie getting out of there, and nobody going to continue, but Boogie Woogie does actually find the Q, trying to distract him a little bit longer, keep him interested in this, because here comes the rest of the team. However, K3 is on the backside. Lego Grainer going to get taken out. All 3 members of Concordia will get taken out by the 4 members that were there from Marywood. So what was trying to be a bait out of Mr. Boogie Woogie to keep Queen Bell interested ends up turning on them, because K3 and KO were there, and the bug pops his Zonias. That must have been a mistake. So an unfortunate situation there, as the Baron is actually up and going to be used by, or going to be attempted here out of Marywood. They're doing a really good job of keeping up the pressure here. They do drop the Rift Herald mid to cause more of a distraction, and they are able to take the Drake and the Baron at 21 minutes, a very early Baron, to try and push their advantage here, as now they're getting really close to a 6K gold lead. So we'll see how things go from here, as just a few minutes ago the game was in anybody's hands, but with just that fight there in the bottom where the members of Concordia lost 3, it now turns to an advantage for Marywood. I'll be interested to see the Vlad on K3 on this. Vlad is doing a magnificent job of holding his own here in the mid lane, and he's going to be a huge damage dealer. In fact, probably going to have top damage done for his team. The Caitlyn will not be far behind, but once again, in those team fight scenarios, K3 has a ton of burst potential, and this is going to see it right here as Pine Wall is taken out, and that's going to be Grainer going down as well. Long Tree Man fighting it out with Oscar Moss, as Mr. Boogie Woogie will show his face up here. Nothing quite gained, as the top lane has really been sort of quiet out of both teams. The only thing up there is an assist down to Long Tree. Otherwise, it's just been pure farming. So we'll see if the top laners are able to have an effect on this game or not. I'm guessing at this point it'll be a no. The Gnar will have a lot of team fight effect, but unfortunately, I don't think that Oscar Moss is going to have quite the impact that's needed to keep this Vlad in check. Resetting now will be the bot lane there. Mr. Boogie Woogie looking to move forward, see if he can find something. He will find the edge of Queen Bell. We'll see if he throws a second Q. I don't think he's going to end up doing so. Long Tree Man up here chasing down Oscar Moss. Still 2-3 members now of both teams. The Caitlyn, however, mid, is pushing and keeping the pressure there. In fact, might find quite a bit of this. Turret is going to be able to find the entire turret. Unfortunately, Oscar Moss going to get caught out there. Uses the flash, so does Longtree. Finds a bit more damage there. Not going to be able to finish it. K3 going to try to find that under turret. Sarchan able to find the kill there. Lego Grainer, though, is going to get the kill in return. Yes, he will find it. And down bot lane, the Bug and Mr. Boogie Woogie getting 2 shutdowns there. So 3 dead for the exchange of only 1. However, that is a mid lane inhibitor down, and that is a lot of map pressure lost by Concordia. And that will be Dragon Soul, as it will claim the Mountain Soul. That'll only help them further to crack down the rest of these turrets. Concordia now needing to find any advantage they can, perhaps try and play more around the Anivia and the Twitch, and get the Darius involved in trying to be a tank for their front line. The Infinity Edge going to be finished for the Darius. Finally, first item down. That's a lot of time and a lot of gold expended to finally have first item here at 25 minutes when a couple other members across the board have 2 items or more. Runan's Hurricane coming out of the Twitch is going to be a very good power spike for him to get things rolling in his direction, as the Caitlyn is online right now, very ahead, so that's how she's able to do a ton of damage. Usually Caitlyn's don't come online until about the 3rd item, but because she's very far ahead, 6 and 4 at the moment, she's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. She's gotten a lot of free farm gold that we haven't quite seen in some turrets, so she's really going to be feeling in a good position right now to deal some damage. She already has her Bloodthirst, her BF sword, and pickaxe, getting ready for that Infinity Edge that she's looking for. Got the crit cloak as well. Longtree up here in the top lane, able to get the stun onto Oscar Moss. Oscar Moss looking to run. Longtree going to continue the chase. Will find Oscar Moss, and more than likely is going to get this kill. That's going to be an ult coming through, and Oscar Moss is going to go down. Pinewall doing what she could there to get the heal up to the top lane, but wasn't able to find it. Mr. Boogie Woogie with a stun over the wall, but it's going to be kind of a dangerous one. They will back out because they know that the rest of Concordia is there. And we'll see now how the rest of this is going to play out. It's Concordia right now struggling to find any sort of advantage here to date. Tough game here is in the top lane. That's going to be a lot of CS in the hands of the Gnar. 1-0, 1-0-2 at the moment. Really big advantage. 250 gold on him there. Lego Grainer looking for some damage onto him. Looking to claim that bounty for himself if possible. Ping onto the Baron. As that might be the final ticket for Maryville to punch themselves a win here. Or Marywood. I keep saying Maryville just because that's not right. It's Marywood. And sure enough, they'll be taking the next one here 28 minutes. So just as soon as it's respawned again, they're able to hop right back in and take this objective. Some pretty dang good shot calling on that team, as they've been able to hold this advantage over Concordia the entire time. Excellent map presence. Very good job of keeping up the amount of damage. As the Zac hops in, he actually ends up finding Lego Grainer, whether he knew it or not. So that's a lot of damage that's going to just come flying down onto Concordia. Here in the back, they will end up finding Mr. Boogie Woogie as well. He gets the stun off, but nothing else more. And now it's going to be end game coming out of Marywood University, as they just move forward now to finish this off and grab themselves the victory over Concordia University. So GG's to Marywood, as we wish them well in the rest of the activation tournament, unless they've already played all their games, which they could have. But that will be the end of this game, and at 7 o'clock we will come right back with the next game that Concordia University has. We'll take a quick look here at the end game stats. And yeah, there it is, the Vladimir with all that. So we'll be back for the next game at 7 o'clock.